Alright, this is how I'm gonna get shredded and jacked for summer. This is me documenting me like saying I'm gonna do this and then actually doing it. This is gonna be a documentation and I'm gonna be explaining everything that I'm gonna do to get shredded for the summer to go to 10% body fat. When I started the cut, I was 18% body fat. I'm not sure what body fat percentage I am right now. Haven't checked. I'm like almost a week into the cut, or no, almost a month into the cut. But I'm gonna explain everything that I'm gonna be doing, from lifting, cardio, nutrition, like everything that I'm gonna be doing on the daily to get to 10% body fat by summer. But first thing I do is I'm gonna walk a minimum of 12K steps every day, a minimum of 12K. So on the days that I lift, I'm gonna hit 12K steps, and on the days that I don't lift, my rest days, I'm gonna walk 15,000 steps. And I'm not doing like high intensity cardio. I'm just gonna be doing low intensity walking outside, walking inside, and I'm gonna be training, lifting 4 times a week. I used to do 6 times a week. I used to do 7 times a week. And anytime I would do that, I would be really tired and sore all the time. And I've noticed from me doing 4 times a week, I've been making more progress, getting stronger, getting more recovery, building more muscle from only going 4 times a week. But my split's gonna be Monday, I'm gonna hit chest and biceps. Then Tuesday, I'm gonna hit legs and abs. And I'm gonna rest. Wednesday. And then Thursday, I'm gonna hit back and forearms. And then Friday, I'm gonna hit shoulders and triceps. And then I'm gonna rest Saturday and Sunday. And then I'm gonna restart on Monday. That split, I've been making the most progress on. So I'm gonna keep doing that. Maybe when I bulk, I might change it up a bit. Since I'm eating more, you kind of increase the volume a little bit since you're eating more food and getting better recovery. But that's gonna be my split. That's gonna be the cardio that I do every day. For what I eat, I'm gonna be eating mostly beef, mostly 90-10 beef and pasture raised eggs. And for my carbs, I usually eat, before I used to eat rice when I was bulking. Now since I'm cutting, I'm not really eating that many carbs, so I try to get all my carbs from only fruit and raw honey, because when you eat fruit and raw honey, I used to think that I need to cut out all sugar from my diet, but then I realized that not all sugar is bad. Only the processed sugar is bad for you. Simple sugars like glucose and fructose from fruit, raw honey, are what your thyroid runs off of. And your thyroid controls your metabolism. So if you starve your thyroid from those simple sugars, your thyroid health is going to go down and your metabolism is going to slow down, because your thyroid controls your metabolism. So if your thyroid health goes down, your metabolism is going to slow down. And then once I learned that you need to eat fruit and raw honey to get those simple sugars so your thyroid can run off of that, and your thyroid health improves. And once your thyroid health improves from eating those sugars, your metabolism speeds up. Once I learned that eating fruit and raw honey and getting simple sugar like that, my metabolism sped up and I was losing fat a lot easier. So from carbs, I'm mostly eating fruit. So I'm eating oranges, apples, kiwis, dates, and raw honey. All my carbs I try to save for my workout. So before I work out, that's the only time I'm gonna eat carbs. And after the workout is the only time I'm gonna eat carbs. And the only other time I'm gonna eat carbs or consume carbs is right before I go to sleep. I'm gonna take a tablespoon of raw honey to spike my luteinizing hormone and get deeper sleep. That's the only other time I'm gonna eat carbs. then I'm gonna fast. Right now I'm fasting till like 1 to 2 p.m., sometimes 3. Right now it's literally like 3 p.m. Still haven't ate anything. But I'm gonna be fasting every day till like 1 to 3 p.m. And I'm only eating like 2 meals a day. And even though I'm restricting my calories and I'm still lifting, I'm still building muscle and getting stronger. That's a really good way to tell if you're building muscle. If you're getting stronger in the gym, you're building muscle, because a bigger muscle is often a stronger muscle. So you need to be tracking your progressive overload. That's also what I'm going to be doing, tracking my workouts, seeing how much like weight I did last time. So if I was on bench and I did 225 for 8 reps, the next time that I go to the gym, I'm going to try to get 225 for 9 reps or get 230 for the same reps for 8 reps. But I'm going to be doing that with every single exercise to get stronger on every lift and still build muscle while I'm getting leaner. But I haven't lost any muscle since I started to cut. I've gotten stronger on all of my lifts, and I've gotten like leaner as well because I'm cutting. But most people, I used to be scared to cut because I thought you would just lose all your muscle, lose all your strength. But that's because they weren't doing the cut right. And I'm eating a lot of protein, at least 200 grams a day. But doing that, tracking the progressive overload, I've gotten stronger. I've noticed I kind of look a little bit smaller because I'm not eating as many carbs. So my glycogen stores aren't going to be as full. But as soon as I eat like a bunch of carbs for a day and I wake up the next day, like I'm bigger as if I was on the bulk because my glycogen stores are full again. But that's what I've noticed. And what else was I talking about? Oh, my pre-workout. I'm gonna take a tablespoon of raw honey and a pinch of sea salt before the gym, like before I leave the house to go to the gym. So probably like 15 minutes before the workout. Notice I get the best pump like that. And I'm gonna eat my most carb heavy meal of the day. I'm cutting the video right here because as I was watching over the video again, I realized that I said that I'm eating my most carb heavy meal right before the workout. I got the pre-workout confused and the meal that I eat before. I meant the most carb heavy meal I'm gonna eat at least an hour and 30 minutes before the workout. At least an hour 30 minutes. If it's a lot, I wait 2 hours, and I wait that long. While I'm waiting that long, I usually just walk to digest it and to get the steps in. But I wait that long so I can actually digest those carbs and use them as energy when I go to the gym. Because if you have a lot of carbs right before your workout, you're gonna feel really full. You're gonna feel really sluggish, really tired. But if you wait at least an hour and 30 minutes and you eat a lot of carbs, you're gonna feel the strongest. You're gonna be the strongest you'll ever be. You're gonna push the most amount of weight you'll ever push, and you'll get the best pump because you'll actually be using those carbs as energy, and you'll be using those carbs to get the best pump. And you take the pre-workout, the tablespoon of raw honey and the pinch of sea salt, like 15 minutes before, and you'll just get the craziest pump. But I'm putting this in because I said right before when I meant to say an hour and 30 minutes, at least an hour and 30 minutes, my most carb heavy meal, so I can digest that, use those carbs as energy, use those carbs to get a pump. Man, try it out. You'll be the strongest you'll ever be. You'll have the most energy because you're using those carbs as energy, and you'll get the best pump. But that's what I meant to say, so that I could have energy and use those carbs for energy and actually be strong and push as much weight and be as strong as possible and have the most energy as possible. And most of the time I'll eat like a couple apples, oranges, and some raw honey. Sometimes a cup of like pomegranate juice with that as well to get carbs in and then fuel my workout. And I actually am the most strongest. But I think that's everything I'm going to be doing to get shredded for the summer. Walking 12K steps on the days that I lift, 15K steps on my rest days, lifting 4 times a week, getting most of my carbs from fruit and raw honey, eating mostly beef, eggs, chicken, and getting my carbs from fruit, and my pre-workout meal, raw honey, a tablespoon of raw honey and a pinch of sea salt, and bits of fruit, and sometimes a cup of pomegranate juice. But that's literally everything that I'm going to be doing. And also tracking my calories. Tracking how much I'm eating every day, tracking how many steps I'm walking towards the day with my phone, with my fitness pal. Tracking everything with my macros, calories, and my workouts I'm tracking my workouts with an app called Strong Workout. It's on the App Store. It has like a blue dumbbell icon, but you get like a whole year subscription for free. So I'm just using that. It's really easy to just I like using it because before I wouldn't really remember how much weight I did last time on the specific exercise, and now kind of just like waste my time just warming up on every single exercise, see which weight I would do like for 6 to 8 reps or 8 to 12. But now, since I know exactly how much weight I did last time, I either do the same exact weight and try to get more reps than I did last time, or I increase the weight and try to do the same amount of reps that I did last time. But it's so much easier just seeing what I did last time and then just trying to beat it and just hitting a PR on that, like getting more reps, getting more weight with the same reps. And it's been making a huge difference on like my strength, my muscle gain, ever since I started tracking my actual workouts and like on how strong I'm getting, how much weight I did last time, how many reps. But that's it for how I'm gonna get shredded for the summer. And yeah, that's basically it. What's left is physique check-in, how I'm looking right now. I mean, god damn, the shit shaking. Looking decent. I mean, I'm gonna put this a little bit more up. Go finally see my abs a little bit now. But that's it for the video. Hope you got value from this video, learned something that you can apply, whether it's the lifting, training, nutrition, cardio. I'm only going to be walking for my cardio. That's the best, like, easiest way to lose fat, just walking, because it's low intensity. When you're doing low intensity cardio like that, your body isn't using that much energy. So when your body isn't using that much energy, it uses the fat as your main energy source. to get that done. But I see a lot of people like running on the treadmill for long periods of time to lose fat, or going on jogs to lose fat. When you do high intensity cardio like that for extended periods of time, your body is using a lot of energy, and your body can't burn fat that quick and use that fat as energy because it can't burn it that fast. But it can use the carbs as energy because it can burn the carbs faster than it could burn the fat. So it uses carbs as the energy source. And once it runs out of carbs to use as the energy source, it starts going into the glycogen in your muscle, which is like what your muscle has. Like glycogen is what gives you a pump. When you have a pump, your glycogen stores are really full, and it's a lot of blood in your muscle. But it starts going into the glucose and glycogen of your muscle, and once it runs out of that, then it starts using your muscle as fuel. So it starts burning your muscle once you run out of carbs, glucose, and glycogen to fuel that high intensity cardio. So if you do it for a long period of time with no carbs before, no food before, you're going to be burning through your muscle and not your carbs or not your fat. That's why you see a lot of like marathon runners who are really skinny, like they don't have any muscle at all, and they still have like a gut. They're still like skinny fat because they're burning a lot of muscle and they're not burning much fat. They're burning more carbs. That's why I'm only going to be walking. Before, I used to go on the treadmill and just incline walk. That's better, but I find it easier to just wake up, go for a walk outside, and just walk. Oh, and I forgot, I'm going to be walking 10 minutes, at least 10 minutes after every meal. Walking after you eat right away, speeds up your metabolism, and you digest the food way better. You'll absorb it way better. You're going to feel way better after like eating. Right after you eat, you walk, you're going to feel way better. You're going to absorb it way better. You're going to digest it way better. You're going to speed up your metabolism more, and you're going to be burning more fat because you're walking. And when you walk right after you eat a meal, your blood sugar doesn't spike as high. And when your blood sugar is lower, you're going to be burning more fat. So walk at least 10 minutes after eating every meal. You know, sometimes you eat a big ass meal and you feel like just laying down, you feel like just going to sleep. Then your body can't really digest the food that good when you're sitting down, when you're laying down. So just walk, digest it way better, you'll feel way better. I'm going to be doing that after every meal, at least 10 minutes of walking. But that's what I'm going to do. And yeah, that's it. That's basically everything that I'm going to do. And me documenting what I'm doing every day and then actually doing it. And you guys can see the transformation. It'll be pretty sick to see. But that's it for the video. Hopefully you got value from it. See you guys in the next one. Thank you for watching.